everyone, and help me in welcoming our great partner from World Food Program. And today the conversation is crucial. Ending hunger that extends beyond food provision. Ending hunger is fundamentally about building resilience, fostering sustainability, and protecting human dignity. We are honored to have Rania here with us, the Assistant Executive Director for Partnerships and Innovation at World Food Program. Together with Public, WFP, World Food Program, is leading a new chapter, our collaboration that promises to accelerate our progress towards zero hunger. I'm going to get right into the questions because this is one of our most anticipated panels for the day. One second, my system is not cooperating with me. So ending hunger is more about food, it's about resilience, sustainability, and dignity. How can partnerships help shift from crisis response to long-term systems change that ensures no one is left behind?
Wow, you guys sure like easy questions. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you. And to be honest, I like conversations when we're having food where we discuss hunger. In many ways, it acknowledges our privilege and it allows us to also, I think of those who have a lot less. So a massive thank you to the Public Foundation and to all the family offices for making the time. We know it's a busy time and you make it for us all the time. My name is Rania, but I really speak for 300 million hungry people across the world, acutely so, unable and don't know if they will have a next meal. I speak for those across the continent of Africa, across the Middle East, where the height of our crises is, in Latin America and in Asia, and let's not forget Ukraine. So it really is incredibly difficult to see hunger rising year on year, despite the efforts of everyone. I think before COVID, we were at about 90 million people who were acutely hungry, and every year, because we're seeing more conflicts than we ever have, because we're seeing extreme weather events, droughts and floods and cyclones, and we're seeing the debt stress and the effect of the socio-economic pressures on governments unable to feed their own people, the number keeps rising. And we as WFP have been feeding people for 60 years, and we have been doing a phenomenal job, in my humble opinion, because we have great teams on the ground. But we also realize in WFP that feeding people and saving lives is not enough. So we are trying to build systems with governments. Our biggest success is school meals. How many of you here have had school meal? Okay, I think more of you need school meals. All right. There are about 500 million children who are in school meals today, paid by their governments, may I say, even the ones who are poor. But there are many countries who are unable to feed their children and put them in school meals. We know that in school meals, we invest to build children and girls especially to stay in school, because if they're fed, they listen and they learn their lessons. We know that they invest when they grow up in the economies. We know that their health is improved. For every dollar we invest in school meals, it is up to $35 return multi-sector in any country. So we work with governments in a nationally owned agenda to build school meals into them. And you would be surprised, some of the wealthier countries do not have school meals. Denmark does not have a school meals program. So they are now learning from others and are trying to put this back on table. It really has been an incredible journey for us, and we hope to keep pushing with your support. We are building smallholder farmers. We are supporting them with market access, mostly women. 70% of the farmers we help are women. And we know women get things done. So,
Yes.
yes. Resounding, for those of you well trained, resounding reinforcement, please. And it makes a difference because we know that putting money into women's hands means that they will invest in their families and their children. They will educate them, they will keep them clean, they will allow them to contribute to society, the biggest social investment that we can possibly make. And we do this with the support of the public sector, but the private sector is our 5th largest donor in WFP today. Many of you probably already donate to us, and you are shaping how we are shifting the future of many children. These are just 2 examples.
Rania, thank you so much. And I think that last part about collaboration with the private sector and other non-traditional partners is a good segue to our second question. And I want to say that we're in a new chapter between World Food Programme and PVBLIC. What excites you most about the opportunities ahead? And why is this the right moment to double down on partnerships for zero hunger? And for our guests here in the room, just to announce that on Saturday, we had the signing of a memorandum of understanding between World Food Programme and PVBLIC Foundation. So when we say we're in a new chapter, that is what we are speaking about. Rania?
You know, I have 2 answers for this. One is politically correct and one is not. I'm going to assume you're all interested in the one that's not politically correct. But I think we are in a very dark moment in history, and you all know that. We are seeing deep cuts to aid across the world. And what this translates into is a very simple thing. I was in Kabul last week. I was in Afghanistan, and I went to visit our team because also that week the government, the de facto authorities, had announced that our national women Afghani staff could no longer go to work. They had to work from home. So I went in solidarity, and I went to see our teams, how they're doing, and because deep cuts meant that we have cut 8 million people from our food assistance. It is a very dark moment for our teams who have very little resources and have to play God and to take the resources from one family to the other. And it's taking an incredible emotional team on our teams. But I tell you this story also because in Afghanistan, I went to visit a food for training center where we train women who have been kicked out from schools by the Taliban, professors who were teachers in university, who overnight had no job and no identity. And we took them in and trained them in life skills, some tailoring, some food making, some jewelry making. And I'll tell you one story. There was a lady called Leila. She was in 11th grade, a young lady. She had to be pulled out of school. And we trained her to do jewelry. So I told her, Leila, how are you doing? And she said, I have set up a small business and I recruit 20 women with me. She brings $400 a month in, and it still gives me goosebumps. And then I said to her, did your brothers marry you off? And she said, no. Now I bring money in, I sit with them, and I told them I'm not getting married before 5 years. It changes the narrative for many of these women. And for many who think we are unable to reach women in Afghanistan, 90% of our assistance goes to women. So the little that we are able to do changes lives. So why is this partnership important? Because it is morally important we do so. And why am I excited about it with the PVBLIC and with all of you? Because I think you lead in so much, and you already are very generous and giving, but you need to show the younger generation and your children that this is how we come together as a global solidarity world, as a movement and a people who care for each other. Because if they're not safe and hungry in one location, we shouldn't feel safe and well in the other. We have a moral responsibility.
Thank you, Rania. I've just gotten the 5-minute countdown, so we'll do one more question, and I think this is a good leapfrog to our next. The youth engagement, and the next gen. We have a number of them in the room here with us. The next gen field trip is an ambitious way to bring young leaders directly into the heart of the work. They get to see it for themselves. How can elevating youth voices and giving them real world experience, so not reading on TikTok or watching on TikTok or Instagram, but actually real world experience, strengthen global zero hunger movement?
I think it's a perfect segue to what I just said. We are delighted that we will take you on a visit to visit our operations. You want to go to the depth of South Sudan, to the depth of Chad, to the peripheries of Pakistan or Afghanistan. We will take you where you would like to. And I think the location is yet to be determined. But please come and bring your children, because they have to see how much suffering there is and how they can change it. For the youth, we do a lot of innovation in WFP. Come in and mentor the young startups that are in these countries trying to improve food security. We have an event once a year that helps startups. Mentor them, contribute to them in whatever makes you comfortable, but please change the narrative from where you are today to what you are doing for global hunger and other youth like you. One last story. In Kakuma, which is a refugee camp in Kenya, I took one of our private partners there a few months ago. And of everything he saw and the pain and the sorrow, one thing stuck with him, and it was a 19-year-old South Sudanese lady, a refugee born in that camp. She got together with a Burundian refugee, friend of hers also, and a South Sudanese young man also born in that camp. And they started fish farms. And they are doing so well in these fish farms, and they started with like $200. And they're now expanding to beyond the camp, because the demand within the camp and beyond it is massive. And that is the opportunity that you can also give to other youth like you, because this stabilizes difficult contexts where we work, where there are conflicts, when the economy operates, and it opens markets for some of you who have businesses. 1 in every 6 consumers in the next 20 years is going to be African. Are you set to go into that market? Invest in it from today so that you open more doors across the world. But do it youth to youth. It's the best peer exchange and learning that we have found.
Rania, thank you so much. And the last word from me, as I thank you, is that working hand in hand across generations, that is how we're going to achieve that world where no one is left behind. So I can't do it alone. WFP cannot do it alone. We have to do it all together. Thank you so much for being here with us today.